Many of them describe everyday life in Korea, food, social relationships, housing, and even how people relax. So let's start with one many people around the world already know. That's ramen. Instant noodles made from dried noodles and seasoning cooked in hot water. On the surface, it sounds simple, but culturally, ramen is much more than fast food. In Korea, it's tied to late nights, convenience stores, shared meals, and even emotional comfort. And it shows up constantly in dramas and films, often symbolizing loneliness, survival, or small moments of happiness. Its spelling also matters because this time it's not Japanese ramen, it's ramen. Then there's haenyeo. Now, these are female free divers who harvest seafood, most famously on the popular resort island of Jeju. What makes this word culturally significant is that haenyeo represents a rare matriarchal tradition. Historically, they were the main breadwinners while men stayed home to care for children. And today, many haenyeo are elderly. Their culture is fading. The word entering the dictionary reflects growing global awareness helped by documentaries and dramas that brought their story to international audiences. Next up, bingsu, a shaved ice dessert topped with ingredients like fruit, red beans, or condensed milk. Traditionally, it was simple and seasonal, and today bingsu has evolved into a premium dessert with elaborate presentations and luxury ingredients. We also have Korean barbecue. Now, this refers to thinly sliced meat grilled at the table, and what makes it culturally distinctive is not just the food, but the experience. Korean barbecue is all about social, it's interactive, it involves sharing, cooking together, and eating at the same pace. And that communal aspect is a big reason it has translated well overseas. And 찜질방, often described simply as a bathhouse, but that barely scratches the surface. A 찜질방 is a public space where people bathe, sleep, eat, watch TV, and even work overnight. Families go together, couples go together, and it's one of the few truly communal spaces left in modern Korean life. And the word entering the dictionary reflects curiosity about Korean ways of resting and socializing, not just consuming entertainment. And the three remaining words move beyond food and leisure and into social structure. 선배, for instance, refers to a senior by age or experience, a relationship built on guidance, respect, and obligation, something English doesn't quite capture. And 아줌마, a term for a middle-aged woman, often used affectionately or even critically, but closely tied to resilience in everyday Korean life.
So all these words, Grace, worthy to enter the Oxford English Dictionary, but did any of this year's words actually strike you as particularly interesting?
I think two words really stood out to me. The first one being ramen, because personally, it's like a favorite staple that I go to. And also, it was interesting to note how completely this ordinary dish became something very globally recognized without losing its Korean identity. If I give you some stats, last year alone, K-ramen exports hit record highs, and ramen kept showing up in viral spice challenges and in pop culture. For instance, we saw Nongshim, one of the largest instant noodle creators in South Korea, partner with Netflix on the drama series K-pop Demon Hunters. And if you recall, that was Netflix's most watched title last year, accumulating more than 236 million views. And that collab turned ramen into part of global storytelling and fandom, which really underlines how far it's traveled. People look at the series, they see the ramen, they go to amusement parks with the collab, and they want to try it out. And 아줌마 stood out for a different reason. Now, as I mentioned before, it is culturally quite a sensitive word tied closely to age and gender in Korea. It's sort of equivalent to the English word auntie. Now, depending on context, though, it can be affectionate, teasing, or critical. But for a term with that much social nuance to enter a global dictionary for me showed how deeply Korean society, not just food or entertainment, is now being observed and understood.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised bingsu kind of got in there as well. But in a nutshell, how do you think this year's list of words compared to previous years?
Well, I believe that earlier editions lean towards more of food and pop trends, and that's obviously because of the popularity of K-dramas, K-pop stars eating them or showing them on their live streams. And last year alone, 7 words including 달고나 from Squid Games, and 막내, which refers to the youngest sibling, and 떡볶이, which is spicy rice cake snacks, were added, making this the second year in a row for Korean cultural terms. And in 2021, as many as 26 Korean words were included, which includes 대박, which means wow, you're doing good, and 오빠, which means like an older male figure. Now, this year goes deeper into how Koreans live, work, and relate to one another, and that matters because the Oxford English Dictionary's Korean consultant actually pointed this out, saying that once a word enters the OED, it's never removed, even if it's not being used. So you can tell the significance there. And these words become part of the historical record of English, a global language. And this consultant stressed that for Korean culture to have long-term influence, it needs to be documented and studied in English, hence beyond a dictionary as prestigious as the Oxford English Dictionary. So this year, I think the words aren't just about popularity. It's actually about Korean culture weaving a permanent mark on global language and if not even culture.
I know that's very, very interesting. And thanks for sharing with us, Grace.